And welcome into the postgame show here on the Firebird Broadcasting Network. Joining us now is Coach Megan Jones. Coach, talk us through it. It's a tough one for the Sens. Of course, you know you had a strong lead, but the Pioneers are such a good team. We all know that coming into today's game, but you guys played so strong all the way throughout to the very last whistle. A lot of good takeaways as well for the team. Just kind of give us the overall feel for what you have.
Yeah, I mean, I told him at the end, the biggest thing is we had 27 turnovers, and I don't think they were forced, all of them at least. You know, they were aggressive in the press, but we prepared for that, and we just let them kind of get in our heads, I think, a little bit with that. And then obviously they switched to a zone, and I think we panicked a little bit and just got away from us and what works for us. Some uncharacteristic things of just travels and just being really tense. I think getting that lead kind of scared us maybe in a way of just what do we need to do, and obviously them changing the momentum, the tempo had a big difference in that. And I just thought we were playing a little fearful at the end instead of being who we can be. Yeah, it's a tough one when you're up and feel like you're in control at certain points, and then some crucial turnovers. Obviously having 27 turnovers, you're not going to win games with that. But they were at crucial points, too, that I thought we could have got a score in a possession, and it just led to a turnover. And so, yeah, it's a frustrating one. But at the end of the day, like, we just have to get refocused. There's still positives. Obviously, rebounding-wise, we out-rebounded them, which was huge. And so, yeah, there's certain things that we can take from it. But at the same time, I think we have to use that as motivation for the next time.
Yeah, you mentioned the turnover difference, but even despite that, I mean, you guys played a competitive game, and you kept a player such as Rangel, off the scoring sheet for most of the night, but then it just seemed like, the talent of a player like that was a tough handle for you in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, a player like that, she's experienced, obviously being a senior and being a conference champion, having that experience carried them, I think, a little bit. But, yeah, I thought we did a pretty good job on her throughout, and we just have to put a full 40 minutes together. I don't think we did that today, and that's what it takes to win conference games. It's so competitive every night. Obviously, Carol is picked like preseason second, and so every night's a battle regardless of where somebody's picked in the preseason. We told them beforehand, like, we need to take care of home court. So it kind of stinks to not get this one. But like I said, we'll have to use it as motivation for the next time.
And you mentioned something about your team getting that lead and being a little fearful or playing the full, 40 minutes. What is some ways you can coach or, get your players to, extend that, for all 4 minutes? What's something you can do to help that team out there?
Yeah, I think it's just how we practice. We have to, practice hard for full. We're on the court for less than an hour and a half a lot of days. And so practicing hard for that full time so we can put it together. And just obviously we need to talk through some like mental things, IQ things of decision making at the end of the game, knowing shot clock, knowing time, knowing when they're in a zone. And, as a coach, that's my job. I take responsibility for that. And so we just need to prepare a little bit better, I think. They hadn't played a lot of zone up until this point, but we had seen zone before. And so we just have to play fearless. That's what we said at the end. Like, play fearless, play until the end. That's what it takes to win conference games.
Coach Shumore with you here on the post-game show live on the Firebird Broadcasting Network. A huge bright spot, Emma Thistle. I mean, she's up and down the court. She's playing almost every single second of the game. Talk us through what it's like having her at the helm, at the point, and it all starts and ends with her.
Yeah, I said, to the team at the end, like, and throughout the game that somebody else has to handle the ball besides Emma. She was playing fearlessly, she had the ball in her hands a lot and was dealing with a ton of pressure and did it pretty effectively. I mean, still having 6 assists. She was creating a lot of our opportunities, finding people, finding Emma Carlson on the weak side, especially in the first half. And so, yeah, she made a lot of things go. Definitely a bright spot there. But I think all of us have to put it all together for 40 minutes to take care of conference games.
Yeah, well, Coach, we're not going to see you until after the holidays. You got a trip in hand, going to Puerto Rico, and then you have Augustana next week. What are the next few weeks going to look like for you?
Yeah, they have finals next week, and so practice schedule looks a little bit different. We obviously have the conference bye this Saturday. So hopefully, just getting a little break, a mental break too, over the weekend so that they can focus on finals. Obviously, being a student athlete, that's their priority. And so it's not all bad how that bye fell. And then we can get focused on preparing for Augie. It's hard to go on the road and play at any conference opponent. So we'll we'll prepare for them. And then we have 2 really, really good opponents in Puerto Rico, too. And I think that is great to help us prepare for conference come January, February as well, is getting those good opponents in our non-conference.
Sounds good. Well, Coach, because we're not going to see you, have a happy holiday season, and look forward to seeing you on the 30th.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Coach. Again, that was head coach Megan Jones of the Firebirds.